Welcome back to the third tutorial of Platform Builder. We are covering page 5 of the manual, looking at some special tools, tips, and tricks to help you work smarter and faster as you build your levels. So let's get started. Okay, so I'm back in the Overworld editor of Platform Builder. In the previous video, we learned how you can select things from your item box and place them in your game. You can press I on your keyboard as a hotkey to open the item box back up. I'm going to click up here to lock the item box so that it stays open after we select something. We already talked about how you can click and drag to rearrange things. You can also select and delete with the delete key to remove things from the item box. If you want to get that back, you'll have to find it under the list right here. You can also create your own hotkeys for items within your item box using numbers 0 through 9 on your keyboard. It's really simple. Just hover over the item you want, choose a number, I'll press 1, 2, 3. And now these 3 items, 1, 2, 3, are set as hotkeys. Now when you do it this way, it's the same as if you just clicked on it from the item box. It doesn't select a subcategory for you, but if you want to create a hotkey specific to an item and its subcategory, just hold Shift and choose a number 0 through 9. I can go down here, choose a subcategory, hold Shift, press 1, choose a different subcategory, hold Shift, press 2. I'll go over here, choose this subcategory, hold Shift, press 3, and it will select those items and go to the specific subcategory. Shift 1, 2, 3, 2, 1, or release Shift and go back to the original hotkeys I set, 1, 2, 3. Pretty slick. One thing nice is you can go here to create your own item box layouts that you can save and access at any time. All right, so that's your item box. Let's talk more about placing items. Let me lay down some water here. And then I will put a wall over that. If I right-click to delete, typically the pecking order is to delete whatever is on top first. Let me undo that. Now, if I want to remove the water without touching the wall, I can select the water from my item box, hold Control. Now when I right-click, it will delete only that which is selected. In this case, my water. It doesn't matter what subcategory is selected for my water or liquid terrain, to be more specific, just as long as it is selected, and that is what is going to be used to remove when I right-click while holding Control. The same goes for the Move key. Typically, the top item gets moved first, but I can hold Control with my liquid terrain selected, and it will grab the water underneath. So remember that. That will save you a lot of hassle as you start to layer things in your game. Let me go back to the course editor to show you a few more things. Something you'll want to know about is expandable items. If I go back to my ground pieces and display all the subcategories, you'll notice a couple of these items have red arrows pointing outward, and that indicates to me that this is a expandable item. I'll select this, click once, move, click again, and voila, one large ground piece. Of course, this is nice because it saves you time, but it's also nice because it is only one item. It's not a bunch of items pieced together. Fewer items help to optimize your game so that it will run efficiently as possible on slower computers. For many of these expandable items, if you do one long flat placement, it will only give the top tile. That's intentional. When I made Platform Builder, I wanted you guys to be able to lay down ground pieces real quick, and so that's how you can do it. Another useful tool in Platform Builder is that you can hold down the Shift key for multiple placement. Unlike expandable items, it's not just one item, it's multiple items being placed down at the same time. You can also hold Shift as you right-click to remove multiple items and get rid of stuff really quickly at the same time. With the Move tool enabled, I can hold Shift to move multiple items at the same time. Finally, there is the Smart tool. With the Smart tool enabled, Platform Builder will try to pick out the proper subcategory for you as you place your items. Of course, this doesn't work for every type of item, but if we open the item box, we can see that the Smart tool is available for things like ground pieces. So check it out. Let's go to a less fine grid. If I click and drag with the Smart tool enabled, the subcategory changes around as I start to form shapes. I can also delete with the Smart tool enabled, and it will adjust my pieces accordingly. I can hold Shift with the Smart tool to create large, interesting shapes like this in just a few clicks. Now again, if you can do the same thing with expandable items, then do that. Expandable items are single items, whereas the shift tool creates a bunch of items. Old computers are happier when they have fewer pieces to work with. Keep in mind that some tiles need to be at least 2 units thick before the Smart tool will kick in. I would also recommend avoiding the smaller grid. Otherwise, you'll wind up placing items down in weird arrangements that your tiles cannot work with. All right, that's it for this tutorial. In the next video, we'll be looking at the controls for playing your game. There's a bit more to talk about than you may think, so I'll see you there.